Shabbat Shalom everyone. Shabbat Parashat Nitzavim-Vayelech. In this week's Parashat we continue to proceed towards the end of Chumash Torah, towards the end of Chumash Dvarim. And we're in the section of the Chumash that's speaking about the covenant between Am Yisrael and God. But in the section, in this week's Parashat, we learn a very important element regarding Am Yisrael and the connections within Am Yisrael. The Torah starts off, the Parashat starts off with the pasuk saying, "Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem lifnei Adonai Elohechem, rashechem shivtechem ziknechem veshotechem kol ish Yisrael." And the next pasuk, "Tabchem v'nashechem v'gercha asher b'ger." So it starts off by saying we stand in all of you together, and then giving a long list of people of who's standing, the different groups. The Midrash, in Midrash Tanchum at the beginning of the Parashat says the first thing we learn from that is that everyone's equal. But the second thing, and that's what I want to speak about now, is Davarchem kulchem arivim. Kulchem arivim, you're all responsible for each other. You're all accountable for each other. You're all guarantors of each other. Okay, what is this about? It says, okay, even if there's one tzaddik, then he will bring benefit to the whole nation, not only to the whole nation, to the whole world. And, God forbid, if there's someone who sins, then everyone will be punished. And the example that the Torah brings from that is the story of Achan in the beginning of Sefer Yeshua, when Bnei Israel have conquered Yericho, and Achan took something from the shalal, from the loot of Yericho, which we were not allowed to do, and then when we go out the next battle, we lose the battle, 36 people are killed, and when Yeshua is tearing his clothes, doesn't know what to do, God tells him, Chata Israel, the people of Israel have sinned, but it's only Achan. No one saw him. He hid it in his tent. No one knew. What's this about? What do you mean Am Yisrael has sinned? Everyone else, all the other 600,000 men, all of them were pure. No one took anything. Only one person out of 600,000 people in the army took something. And you say, the people of Israel have sinned. That's what's this about? Midrash says, yes, we're accountable. We're accountable for each other. We're responsible for each other. We're guarantors for each other. Arivim, okay, we've got Arivut. Later on in this week's Parashat, the last pasuk of when it's because we've got Nitzavim-Vayelech together, so when we join the Parashat together, so the last pasuk of Rishon, normally it's the last pasuk of Shlishi, says, Hanistarot, the hidden things, L'Adonai Eloheinu, that's for God. God knows all of the hidden calculations. V'aniglot, and what's apparent, Lanu L'vanenu Ad Olam, or for us and our children forever, La'asot et kol divrei Torah, to do everything, because we know what's apparent, we don't know what's hidden. But the Gemara in Sanhedrin says on this pasuk, when they write this pasuk also in the Sefer Torah, the dots on top of the letters of the words Lanu L'vanenu and the Ain of Ad Olam. The Gemara says, what is this to teach us? That it is true that normally we just know what's apparent and what's clear, what we can see, and what's hidden we're not responsible for. But once we cross into Eretz Yisrael, we become responsible also for hidden things with the rest of Am Yisrael. And again, learning this from Achan. How do we learn this from Achan? Because Achan or why do we learn it's only in Eretz Yisrael? Because when Achan confesses, he says, Kazot ve'kazot asiti, like this and like this I did. The Gemara learns what's like this and like this. I've already, in past times, when there were battles and we shouldn't have taken anything from the loot against Amalek, other things in the desert, I already took then. But then we weren't punished. Why? That was outside of Eretz Yisrael. Outside of Eretz Yisrael, we're only accountable for sins that we can see other people doing. But once we enter Eretz Yisrael, so we're accountable also for sins we can't see other people doing. Why are we accountable for each other? Why are we guarantors for each other? Why are we pushed into such a relationship? Well, that's because in many places, the Maharal and others explain that's because Am Yisrael truly is one living being. Okay, it's like a person who's got an infection somewhere in the body. The infection somewhere in the body could affect the rest of the body. It could create a fever all over the place. Could create all other, depends where it is, all other side effects to the rest of the body. And the same way, Am Yisrael, we look like if it's a lot of separate people. No, Am Yisrael, Klal Yisrael is one living being that's all together. And therefore, if one makes a mistake, it's going to affect everyone. There's going to be an effect. It's not necessarily as a punishment, just as a reality. That's how it is. Okay, it's the same as if a person He only ate bad food, so why is he now all feeling bad and he's out of shape and everything? Well, that's only the mouth. It's the whole body. The whole body's together. That's how it is. Now, this concept of a revut, which may be slightly harder to understand when we're trying to understand the whole nation, is much easier to understand when we see it within the married relationship within a couple. When you look at a couple that's married, so sometimes one of the spouses, either for good or for bad, is going through something, and when one of them is having a good time, it's got a big effect on the whole house. It's everything's feeling better. There's more energy. There's more. The dynamics are better. And when one, God forbid, is going through a difficult stage, and also it has an effect on everything. And our responsibility to each other is to see. And the minute we see someone, we see something's problematic, something's going tough. Sometimes even the person going through something doesn't exactly know where it's coming from, what's happening to them, why things are uncomfortable for them in life. Sometimes they know, sometimes it's a clear bad behavior, but sometimes it's not. And as spouses, first of all, that's the way we are. We're totally connected and we're totally affected one by each other. Besides the fact that we're totally affected by what happens, we're also responsible. We're accountable for that. We need to make sure, we need to see, how could it be that your spouse is going through a difficult time, that they're having something hard, that they can't overcome a bad behavior that they have, and you're not there to help them. Okay, you're not there together with them, because you're together with them and you're accountable for their bad behavior. Not just, look, your behavior is bad, take care of it. No, you're accountable with them. You need to try and help them together get over it, find a way out of it. How we're going to change it, not just give them external advice. That's always easy. But actually be there together with them to help them change and move and progress forward. Be'ezrat Hashem, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.